So, EA have released the 92 plus Prime or Icon Moments Player SBC, and I was not expecting this until this just came out the blue. Though I don't really think there was anything actually kind of leaked too much about it in advance of this pack coming out. I was watching the F1 at 6 p.m, it kind of overran and stuff like that, but I was watching the F1 and I thought, let's see what kind of content comes out at 6 p.m, and I might make a video on it later. And I thought, okay, when I saw that pack in the SBC section, I thought I might do this. I went into it, 4 segments, it's like 288 and 289 rated squads, and if you had to go and buy every single player, I know a lot of people probably have done these with fodder, but if you had to go buy every single player, it's going to cost you about 1.2 to 1.3 million coins. And even with lots of fodder that I've got, I'd probably still have to throw in like a good $500,000 to do the SBC. And I thought, absolutely no chance. I'm going to let other people do the pack, and then we'll do a reaction video a little bit later on. So we've got 10 packs here, most of them with people getting absolutely insane returns that they have shared via Twitter. There's at least maybe 1 or 2 packs here that where people got absolutely horrific returns to show what you can still get from this pack. So I thought we'd kind of try and balance it out a little bit more. But as you can see with this one on the screen right here, someone got themselves a 95 rated Moments Johan Cruyff, which is fantastic, and that's what you really want from this pack. There are obviously a few prime cards that you'd still like, you know, like an R9, like a Pele, Eusebio, but you really want to be getting from these packs Moments cards, don't you? Let's be quite honest, but you're not guaranteed to be able to get them. But of course, there are a lot of good players you can get from it, but at the same time, there's a lot of people, you might be thinking, well, it's 92 over, sure they're going to all be really, really expensive cards, and they're going to be, you know, absolutely insane. And whilst, yes, some of them are insane, and some of them are ridiculously expensive, some of them might be 92 rated, but actually their cards aren't really that good than what you might think. But obviously, a moment Johan Cruyff is absolutely fantastic. Someone here also showing that they got themselves a 98 rated Pele. To be quite honest, I was hoping initially at 6 p.m, I was thinking, well, when we go to do the reactions video, I might be able to give you like 20 or 25 of these packs. But not many people have been completing this SBC at all. It's been very, very heavily downvoted on Futbin. Lots of people do not like the SBC, and rightfully so. And not many people are risking it going in. And, you know, a lot of people, even with high amounts of fodder, would still struggle to be able to complete this SBC like myself. But this guy goes and does it and gets himself a 98 Pele. It's not a Moments card, but even so, it's a Pele. I myself also packed a Pele. You can go and see that on the channel. A few weeks ago, I packed myself a Prime Pele from just a basic Prime icon pack, which is fantastic. My luck of icons has been insane recently. I was kind of thinking to myself, well, I've had Prime Pele, I've had Moments Bobby Moore, I've had Lothar Matthäus. I feel like I've used my luck up a little bit too much. I'm not going to dabble yet into the Prime Moments SBC. Maybe if they re-release it in a few weeks' time with it being a little bit cheaper, maybe then better. Yeah, a 98 Pele there. How insane is that? Also, a 93 Van Nistelrooy. This is one of those things. Yes, he's an Icon Moments card. He probably doesn't go for that much, though. And even getting him from this pack, I know he's 93 rated, but especially with these Fantasy Foot cards that we've got now, a lot of the attacking Fantasy Foot cards, you look at Martial, you look at Dembele, and they're cards that are likely to get more upgrades as well, and they are just far better than Van Nistelrooy. And Van Nistelrooy is obviously really, really cool. You know, I growing up, I'll even admit, you know, as like a Man United player, I was jealous of like Man United for having this guy because he was insane. But he's just one of those cards that has never really been that insane to use in FIFA. And I just can't help but thinking this is probably a bit of an L from that pack. Despite being 93 rated, it's not great, is it? Let's be honest. Someone picking up here a Prime quote, which of course, again, is fantastic, of course. Having the Moments card, the dynamic in, which is obviously really, really cool, but still a Prime Cruyff is still ridiculously insane and still very much an endgame card. Really good pull there. 93 Rivaldo from this pack. I also can't help, I feel that's better than Van Nistelrooy. He was also playing in the Barcelona versus Liverpool Legends match there. I think he scored as well in that game. But 93 rated for him. I feel like he's got an upgraded weak foot, which if he has, that's really, really good. He probably maybe goes for a similar price to the pack. So he's maybe like a massive win, or like, I don't think he's a massive win or a massive L at the same time. But I suppose when you're kind of doing this pack, you've probably got in your mind yourself a packing a Pele, a Eusebio, an R9. And then when you kind of get hit with, and Rivaldo's still insane, but when you kind of get hit with like a Rivaldo, I feel like for some people, or certainly maybe like a Van Nistelrooy, you know, it could maybe be underwhelming for some people. But I think if he has got that weak foot upgrade, and the fact that he's as a cam rather than being out wide like his Prime card is, I think, then there is usability still to him. So that's still not too bad. 92 Moments Vieira, but this guy got him as a duplicate. How horrible is that? I mean, going to get 92 Vieira, whilst, yes, he's the minimum rating for players he can get from this pack, but he plays unbelievably well. Even the 86 base Vieira that I've still got on my main team right now is still unbelievably fun to be able to use. But this guy, getting him as a duplicate, I don't know if his other Vieira card is tradable or untradeable. The chances are it's probably untradeable, his other owned version of him. So that's horrible. That is absolutely... I'd rather want a Van Nistelrooy from that pack than getting a duplicate Vieira where you got to like discard, and that's just horrific. And of course, someone was going to get themselves an R9, a Moments 97 R9 from the pack, which is absolutely ridiculously good. So fair play to him. And this is probably the worst one that I've seen so far, 92 Zanetti. I think he goes for like no more than 300 or 400,000 coins. Can you imagine opening that pack, thinking to yourself that you're going to get someone, you know, relatively good at least, you know, maybe like a prime Butragueño, a prime, even like Luis Hernandez, a Moment Steven Gerrard or whatever, and then you get hit with Zanetti. And no disrespect, of course, Zanetti, legend of the game and stuff like that, but when you open in this pack, he's probably towards the bottom, excluding goalkeepers, or, you know, I suppose only a goalkeeper would be really worse than this. So, yeah, it's just not great, is it, to get that from your return. Someone picking up a Moments Rooney there, which is actually really insane because his card is obviously phenomenal. And then we finished off with someone getting themselves a 94 Ruud Gullit, which again is absolutely ridiculous. So there we are at 10 of the Prime or Moments 92 plus icon packs. Most of those that you saw there are like, I'd say like a good 7 to 8 of them are really, really good packs. A couple that I thought I'd throw in to kind of show that you can still get something not that good in return. But on the whole, will I be doing the SBC? Absolutely not. I kind of thought I'd leave it to do a bit of reaction video to kind of have a look at some of these. Let me guys know if you've done the pack and what you got from the pack. Did you think it was worth it? Do you think it's ridiculously overpriced? Are you going to wait until it's... Because it will get re-released at some point. And hopefully a lot more cheaper. And if it does then, I might then decide to go ahead and do it. But this time, I'm giving it a wide berth, 100%. But anyway, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.